A good day to all. So this day, I am tasked to help out by answering some questions coming from my former teacher in the Sisters of Mary School, Ma'am Carolina Ilehio. So to start with, again, I'm Emmanuel Kaliwan. I am a junior legal sociologist and a junior legal scholar, which is currently engaged in data privacy and data protection practice. I also work in the field of financial crimes with particular emphasis in anti money laundering, anti fraud, anti bribery, and anti corruption. I'm also a part time instructor at the Department of Sociology and Anthropology of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, but I'm currently on leave for my education, I took up a Bachelor of Science degree in Sociology with minor in Anthropology from the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. I also later on took up a Juris Doctor degree in law at the University of the East Manila. And just last year, I finished my certificate course in international human rights law at the Florida State University as an International Bar Association scholar. For my research, I basically have interest in subjects such as corruption, privacy, surveillance, constitutional and international law, as well as studies on contemporary and legal history. But right now, professionally, I am a data protection officer for a private corporation working in the field of, or the sector would be a financial solution. So this career or this profession basically is not planned at all. My real plan is to become a lawyer, a litigation lawyer. But right now, I'm still working on getting my license and passing the bar exam as required by the Supreme Court to be able to practice law. But data protection practice is somewhat a quasi-legal and a technical profession because it requires knowledge in information security, cybersecurity, and data protection law, uh, not only in the Philippines but all over the world because it is a worldwide practice. So, what are the benefits or advantage of this career or this profession? Basically, as a data protection officer, you need to be knowledgeable on the end-to-end process of the company or the entity that you're working at. The data protection officer job is a requirement of law, the Data Privacy Act of 2012, which requires all companies, entities, and even the government to have their data protection officer to protect all personal information which are being collected or which are collected from the data subject, from the employees. And one of the advantage of which is you would learn a lot and you would meet a lot of people from the topmost management, the executive of your company. You'll also meet manager, supervisor, and even rank and file from the company because you need to communicate with them. You need to train them so that they would be able to comply with the requirements of the Data Privacy Act to protect the data that they are working at or processing in their day-to-day business process. And basically, when you're a DPO or a data protection officer, it's not just the industry itself that you would be knowledgeable of. You would be knowledgeable in different industries. Like myself, this is my third company where I work as a data protection officer. My first job is with a non-life insurance company. So I could say that I am knowledgeable on how a non-life insurance company operates from end to end, from start to finish. My second DPO job is with a fintech company. So I could say that I am knowledgeable on how a fintech operates. And this one, my current and the third DPO company, or the third company where I am the DPO, is a financial solution company. And it's different from a non-life and a fintech. So a third company that I am knowledgeable on how things operate. That's one of the major advantage. And I mentioned that also you would learn a lot because you would be meeting a lot of people. and you are in between. Basically, you are teaching employees at the same time you are part of the management because you need to implement whatever learnings you would get out of your study of the company. Okay, so those are the benefit and an advantage, I think. And the another question, if you recall, are there any unforgettable challenges or difficulties that you encounter while achieving the goals, and how did you face these challenges? So, first and foremost, the Data Privacy Act of 2012, the law which requires the appointment of a data protection officer, is fairly new. So, people does not have any prior knowledge of what a DPO is and what the DPO should do. I could say that I am one of the pioneers of the data protection officer's job because even when I am still at law school, when I'm studying law, I am already writing about the Data Protection Act. This is my Juris Doctor thesis when I finished my Juris Doctor degree. And you need to start from scratch, and you need to really be a good researcher because you need to study what a DPO is supposed to be and how you should be performing your function. So basically, that's one of the challenge. You don't have anybody to ask questions with because all of us are basically new with the job, and the job is just recently created. So you need to be a good researcher. You need to study well, and you need to be a good manager because you would be planning a lot on how to create a privacy management program for the company that you are working at. So that's one of the challenge. And of course, you need to study law, and at the same time, studying law, you need to also study information security, which is IT. I'm not an IT person, but I also need to study IT. And aside from studying information technology, you need to also be knowledgeable with risk management and risk analysis because privacy is a risk factor. So those are the things that makes this particular profession hard. It's a combination of law, information technology, and management. So those three aspects. Okay. So how did I face those challenges? So I'm a voracious reader. I love to read a lot, and I always read a lot. And I also want to explore things. So I explore how data protection is being implemented not only in ASEAN countries, but also in the European community. Because in Europe, privacy is an important aspect of their law, but in the Philippines and even in the ASEAN region, it's fairly new. So that's how I cope up with those challenges. I also attend a lot of trainings, and aside from reading, I always make it to the point that I attend the community of data protection officers. And lastly, as a career person in the field of data protection, what's your message to students who are undecided as to what profession or career they will pursue after high school? So basically, all of us has our plan. Even prior to join or to entering the Sisters of Mary School, I really want to become a lawyer. And I want to help out people by understanding the law and using the law to help them out. But of course, it's really a road that you need to travel. And right now, I'm still aiming to have my license and become a lawyer. But data protection job is fairly good. Even lawyers are asking me to help them out. So I'm consulting with law firm and law office. So basically, um, my suggestion is to follow your heart, follow whatever you want to do so that you would learn to a profession that you want and you would enjoy. uh, as Rancho in the Three Idiots film have said, make your passion your profession. So whatever you love to do, make a living out of it so that you won't encounter any problem in the future, like say burnout. As a sociologist, we've studied a lot of people being burned out of their job because It's not what they want to do. So again, you need to work hard to get whatever you want to do. You want to be a writer, you need to study how writing should be done. Read a lot of things. If you want to become a doctor, study anatomy, study your biology, because those are the foundation. If you want to become a social scientist, a lawyer, you need to study hard on your history in your social studies, because those are the foundation. So there is no formula for you to get a profession or career. It's just that you need to work hard for it, and you need to get guidance not only from yourself, your family, and your friends, but of course also from Him who is above all of us, the Almighty God, whom should be giving us wisdom so that we would be able to discern what is right and what is wrong. So that's my suggestion. That's my insights as to this particular activity, wherein I'm asked to provide my answers into some list of questions. So again, I thank you for your time, and if ever. And if you want to connect and if you want to know more, I'm free. I'm you could of course, contact me via Facebook, via my LinkedIn account, via my email, and I'll be glad to help out my young brothers in the Sisters of Mary School. Thank you, and you have a great day ahead. Goodbye.